All right, so reflecting report, like I mentioned in the past few episodes, reflecting report is where I talk about a certain aspect of Kingdom Hearts, say what I like about it, what I don't like about it, or just talk about it in general. And that's kind of what it is today. Today I'm going to be talking about the Kingdom Hearts 2 intro. And there's a reason I want to talk about this is because it's kind of like the opinions of it vary between people, and if you don't know what I mean, it's the intro of Kingdom Hearts 2, the whole part where you play with Roxas. A lot of people don't like it. Now, I'm not sure if this is just the people that aren't too into Kingdom Hearts or not, because I think a lot of people who are, like, in the Kingdom Hearts community do like it, or at least, are okay with it. In my opinion, like, for me, I really like the intro. I honestly don't really see anything that's really too bad with it. I'm going to be kind of explaining my points and like telling you why I think this. And the reason this is even a thing on the reflecting report today is because I listen to podcasts and I listen to people's opinions, and on Twitter and all that I always see like people talking about Kingdom Hearts, like huge Kingdom Hearts fans, and then they talk about Kingdom Hearts 2 and they're like, oh no, the game like it's not that good, and they really put all of it on the intro. They're like, the intro is just too slow, it takes too long, and that's something that I just can't agree with. The first thing that I just don't understand at all is when people say the tutorial for Kingdom Hearts 2 is too long, which no, the first mistake they make is they attribute the Roxas part of the story as a tutorial, which is completely wrong. The tutorial is probably like an hour, maybe two. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts in a while. An hour, maybe two, maybe even less. But somewhere there, that is a tutorial of Kingdom Hearts 2. I think it's probably shorter. It has to be like an hour, like the actual tutorial part of it. But when you're not using Sora, people just automatically think like the entire Roxas part is a tutorial, which is wrong. And the second part is, the Roxas part is I feel like it's pretty integral to the story. It tells you a lot of things about the story, and it makes the story better like overall, because there has been like games tutorials or like intros in other games which is just like is just for the sake of the tutorial, which gets boring. Like, you're just like learning the game, but they don't do it in a creative way. I feel like this was a creative way. They took an entirely new character, introduced this plot, and like give hints to the future of the game, and wrapped it in kind of like in a way like so it looks like a tutorial, which it is obviously. But when you make a tutorial that's smart like that, I feel like that's amazing and it's really good. And like, when people say it's too long, I don't get either. Like, the Roxas part isn't that long. Like, sure, it's like several hours long, but then like I said, it's part of the game. Just because you're not using Sora doesn't mean it's bad. Like, I feel like not everything, but like a lot of things you can do with Sora, you can do with Roxas, and it is the starting of the game. You shouldn't be too powerful, and everything about it is so cool. Like, fighting like the Twilight Thorn, I feel like the struggle matches are fun. Going around town, kind of living more as a normal boy, doing the jobs, I feel like those are all really cool and things that you usually don't get to do with Sora. And the fact that they had that, I think, was really fun. And like, if you're interested in the story, I feel like it's something you'll appreciate and you'll like and you won't have a problem with. And if you're not interested with the story, you can just skip the cutscenes, and if you skip the cutscenes, I can guarantee it is not that long. Like, a lot of it is the cutscenes. Like, whenever I replay Kingdom Hearts 2 and I don't feel like going through the cutscenes so much time, I just skip them, and I'm like out of the Roxas part like in no time. Like, it doesn't take that long. So like, that's what it is. If you think it's too long and you care for the story, I just don't see it. But if you don't care for the story, just skip the cutscenes. I think that's all it is. So like, that's just how I see it. If you disagree, let me know. I would love to know kind of your side of the story, if you do agree that's too long, or some part of it you just don't like. I really liked it. I like how they introduced kind of like Axel and the relationship between Roxas and Axel, and how that connects to 358 over 2 days. I thought it was pretty genius, especially after I played 358 over 2 days. I really do like that game. I know a lot of people don't, but after I played that, and then I like understood the connection between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 358 over 2 days, and playing Reaching the Memories and sees how that connects, I thought it was completely genius, and I kind of love the intro even more. So I really like the intro. Yeah, one more point I just wanted to mention is that a lot of people who do complain about the intro, I've noticed, well, at least most of the people, not all the people, is that it's been a while since they've played the game. I'm not going to name any names of who I'm talking about. It's not like people deep in the Kingdom Hearts community, just like random podcasts and stuff that I listen to. But they'll be talking about it like, I love Kingdom Hearts, but Kingdom Hearts 2 is not the highest on my list, and the intro is pretty bad, and like, it's just something that like they tried playing it but they can't get into. And then like, through the podcast they're talking about it, and then they mention, yeah, but I haven't played it since like the game came out. Then I'm like, that's kind of unfair. Like, if you're basing it on a memory from like 10 years ago, of course you can think it's long. Everything is exaggerated. Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game, and I can see why it's not the favorite game of many people, because I'm driven by nostalgia. But even then, I've played it a lot of times since then. So like, if you're basing the memory off nostalgia, I really can't like have a conversation there, because you're usually talking wrong if you're just basing it off memory, and that's something that I've tried to fix too. Like even talking about anything, any kind of fandom, not just like this intro. If you're talking about anything and you're arguing with someone, and that person has seen it in the last like 2 weeks, and the last time you watched it or played it was in the last 10 years, chances are they're correct. Even if you think you're correct, they have a fresher point of view, and a lot of the things you may have liked in the past may be worse when you play it or watch it, more recently, and the other way around. So like, if you're basing off old memory, I just can't like even have a serious conversation with you. So like, again, with this, if you think it's a bad intro, I urge you to play it again. And if you still think it's bad, let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to, have a conversation and see why you don't like it. And hopefully I can see your side a bit better. But that's all I want to talk about. Sorry if it was a bit ranty, but I really just wanted to talk about this intro, because while I was just listening to the podcast, it was kind of driving me crazy. I'm like, I gotta just get this off my chest. So yeah, that was a reflecting report, and let's just get into Dream Drop now.